Tractors Malaysia and Sam Dhabi Industrial Sdn Bhd for agreeing to share this session with MBM members. My thanks also go to Mr. Ravindran for his willingness to impart his extensive knowledge to our members. With the pandemic, work had been stopped for quite some time, except for critical works for the construction industry, but I'm sure all of us are raring to go. This webinar will share on how to ensure safety, perform walk-around inspection, pre-operating procedures, and best operating procedures. I know many members are keen to start work, so let us take this opportunity to learn from Mr. Ravindran and start work safely and productively. Once again, I thank you for attending our first online session, and I'm really sorry regarding the shortcomings of the audio just now. I now hand over this session to Mr. Ravindran Govindran, and happy learning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Ravin, Caterpillar Certified Dealer Instructor from Tractors Malaysia. Today, I'm going to talking about maintenance on long storage machine and best practice on job site. I'll begin with safety policies, and then I'll go on to highlight walk-around inspection and what they mean for you, how you can advise your operator. Finally, I'll be discussing what is the best practice on job site. Safety. First of all, safety is our priority. In view of the COVID-19 outbreak, we have to comply with health and safety guidelines as standard SOP. Safety is your responsibility. Caution is the big word in safety. Any shortcut invites injury. Always be alert. Please wear a standard PPE, including mask as new normal standard PPE. New normal standard PPE, your mask. Whenever you enter or exit from cabin, always remember 3-point contact. Simply put 2 hands, 1 foot, or 2 feet, 1 hand. Grab the handrail, no jumping, and always face the machine whenever you go in and out from the machine. Beware of animal and insect might make home in your storage machine. So be careful when you open your compartment, machine compartment. Whenever you open, just be careful. If you find any dangerous animal or insect, please call for help or leave it to the expert. Today we're going to talk about walk-around inspection, overview, how often, ground level inspection, and how to start your engine safely and shut down safely. Walk-around inspection. Why do we do walk-around inspection? Number 1, for safety. Number 2, to help increase machine life and performance. Walk-around inspection are the easiest way to prevent mechanical failure from causing safety hazard. Always check your operation and maintenance manual for additional information. All our CAT machine comes with high quality, comprehensive operation and maintenance manual. Please read it. Most of them they receive, but they never not even open and check. If your machine, when you do walk around, if your machine got something wrong, tell tell to your operator, share the information to the superior. They have to check for missing items like ECM, main pump, travel motor might be get stolen because your machine already stored for more than 2 months. Please check. How often we do walk-around inspection? Most of the operator fail to recognize the importance of walk-around inspection, and they think once at the beginning of each shift is often enough. Actually, they are wrong. The operator have to do as many times as possible. Start of the shift, anytime you get off from the machine, end of the shift, do the same way every time. Especially when your machine is left unattended for long period. So we have to tell the operator what is the importance of walk-around inspection. First, we start a ground level inspection. Go to your batteries, then go to your filter, check your cleanliness of the compartment. If there is fire extinguisher, check for your expiry date, the most important thing in your fire extinguisher. And your fire extinguisher must have a stand. Don't simply chuck inside the machine. Your lights on the machine, your mirror, overall machine. You have to check. First, you open your battery compartment that is on your left side of the machine. First, you check your battery connection, battery disconnect switch, whether it's on or off. If it's off, it's very good. If there is on, maybe your battery is already flat. You need to jump start. For long storage, you have to remove the negative terminal of the battery. Okay? Tell to your operator each day, every day after work, you have to off your battery disconnect switch. The battery disconnect switch is for safety. We don't want any fire to burn down your machine, to prevent the fire. Second, your battery will last long. Every day you have to shut off your battery disconnect switch. And your electronic component will last long. If you never off your disconnect switch, all your electronic component cannot last long. And your battery life. Tell to your operator. I think most of the operator, they don't care and they don't bother. So please highlight to them what is the importance of battery disconnect switch. So now we move on to battery terminal. You check for your loose battery terminal, whether it's loose or not. Then you move it to your air filter compartment. Please remove the primary and secondary filter. On your right, it's a primary is a big one. The secondary is a small one. Check for any debris, dry leaf, any blockage by insect, because this machine already stored up for few months. Check carefully and install back. Normally, the primary filter under normal condition, you can clean up for 6 to 7 times. After 6 to 7 times, you have to change your secondary filter. Normally, secondary filter, you cannot clean up. Primary filter, you can clean up with air pressure, 20 to 30 psi only. More than that might damage your primary air filter. Please tell to your operator, don't knock your primary filter on hard surface. That's what a lot of operators are doing in Malaysia. It will damage your primary air filter. Okay? Please highlight to them why they cannot beat on the hard surface. Okay? Now you fix back, check all the compartment cleanliness. You can see inside there is an aircon condenser. Beside the aircon condenser, you can see an ECM. This is ECM. Wow, look, a lot of colorful battery wiring. Maybe the rat like to bite because it's colorful. So please remember to check your wiring. ECM is an important part in your machine. So please check the wiring. Okay, now we move on to, on your right, you check your coolant level, blockage, hydraulic oil cooler, air cooler. The hydraulic oil cooler is left hand side and the radiator is right hand side. Check for any debris, leaking. Check your fuel filter for leaking. There is 3 fuel filter. The black one is secondary fuel filter and the rest 2 is primary fuel filter. One of them is a water separator. If your water separator comes with plastic jar, you can see your diesel contamination. Check for contamination, whether your diesel contaminated with sediment and water. Please drain out, clean, and drain out, clean, and fix it back. After fix it back, remember, bleed the system because your fuel system already got hair in the system because you already drain out diesel from water separator. Make sure you bleed the system before you start. Okay? Now you move on to your coolant level spare tank. There is a marking. Below there is add mark and upper is a full mark. Always maintain within this range. Add and full. This is a coolant level spare tank. The operator always check on top of the cabin also. There is another cap for your water level. So this is the ground level. The coolant level spare tank, always check for the correct level. Now we will move on to underneath the machine. Underneath the machine, you check your final drive. Make sure your final drive is not leaks. You can check for your swing drive, leaks, any damage. When you enter underneath, please be careful. There might be an animal or insect already there because your machine already stored for a few months. Check your machine body. Again, you check for fuel leakage, hydraulic leakage underneath. Now come to your right hand side of your machine. Open your compartment. You can check the main hydraulic pump. You have to check for leaking. Hydraulic hoses damaged or cracks. Check the engine oil filter for leaking. Check your hydraulic filter. There is 3. One is case drain filter. Another one is pilot filter. At the back of this filter is a return filter. All these filters, 3 filters are meant for hydraulic system. Check for leaking. And below the hydraulic pump, there is a fuel drain valve. It's next to the body frame. You need to open the valve. You need to open the valve and drain out your fuel before you start your engine. See carefully when you drain out whether your fuel contaminated with water and sediment. If you find your fuel full of sediment and water, I recommend drain out your whole diesel from the tank and replace with new fuel. Please, because your machine already store up for few months. Sure, there is a sediment and water contamination. Okay, now we move on to hydraulic oil level. How to check your hydraulic oil level? A lot of operators, they don't know how to check the hydraulic oil level. They don't know what is the minimum and maximum. Minimum and maximum for cold start, before start, normally in the morning. Where should be the oil level? The oil level must be at the minimum range to maximum range. Okay? If the range below the bottom mark, please don't start the machine. Top up your oil up to minimum to maximum level. If your hydraulic oil level above the maximum oil level, what will happen? Might be damage your hydraulic hose or O-ring, because too much hydraulic oil will increase pressure in the tank and your system. Hydraulic oil is like blood in your body. Low blood, you got sick. High blood, you got sick. So the hydraulic oil level should be at the minimum and maximum range. Okay? And one more, the position of the hydraulic, position of machine when you check the hydraulic. Always follow the picture. You see the picture next to the oil level? You have to always follow the position. The stick always vertical level and the bucket on the ground. Different machine, different brand, different system. Caterpillar always follows this system. This is the position. Okay? Remind your operator. Some of the operator, they use different brand system. Please advise them. Caterpillar is not same like other brand. The system is different. Okay? Now we move on to engine oil, upper part. Before you go to upper part, you quick check on your undercarriage. On your right hand side and your left hand side, what is the track tension? Too loose is not good for your undercarriage. The wear and tear will be high. Too tight, also same thing. The wear and tear will be high. So what you look at your undercarriage? Any bolt missing? Any leakage on your sprocket? Bottom roller missing or loose bolt? Then now you can go upper part of the machine. Remember, always 3-point contact. Make sure you bring along your dry cloths whenever you check your engine oil. You know, most of the operator, they forgot to bring dry clothes. Whenever they check the engine oil, they use the finger. It's a very bad attitude. You know, all the oil, any oil, there is a chemical inside the oil. So, if you always touch the oil, never clean properly, you might get skin disease. If you're unlucky, you will get cancer because the oil might go into your skin without your attention. Okay, please tell to your operator, always bring dry clothes whenever they're checking engine oil. Okay, after you check the engine oil, check your cleanliness of the compartment, check your belt, is there any crack or too tight, adjust. Okay, now you check any item missing, component missing, check carefully. Then now you can go to your radiator cap, check your water level, open your radiator cap. How to open your radiator cap? There is two steps. First, you push, then turn anti-clockwise. Then the cap will stop. That point is to release the pressure. Then you press again. Then follow anti-clockwise again. That to release your cap. This is how to open your cap, not one shot. Okay? Check for your contamination in the radiator. For customers who are not using coolant, your radiator sure have rust. I recommend drain out the radiator water, change with new. Now you can put back your radiator cap. Go back to your engine. Whenever you check your engine oil, if your engine oil is contaminated, water in the engine oil, the color will be as you've seen in the picture. Next to your engine oil, dipstick, you can see turbocharger. How to take care of your turbocharger? You must have take 5. Petua 5 minit. Apa itu petua 5 minit? After start, low idle for 5 minutes before you increase your RPM. When you wait for the 5 minutes, you just go down from the machine. You don't need to walk around. Just go down from the machine, check any leakage. You know, the heavy equipment, before start, it won't leak. After start, it will leak. This is the time you check. Just go down, just squat down. You don't need to do walk around inspection. That is not safe. So just go down, then go up using 3-point contact. This is to check when you wait for the 5 minutes. And now, after that, you can increase. Okay? This is how to take care of your turbocharger. If your turbocharger fail, they will change the whole thing. Normally, they won't repair. Okay, now we move on to swing drive, swing motor oil. You check the level on your swing motor. The range should be around full and at. Make sure your machine is in flat ground whenever you check any oil. Check for leaking around the swing drive. And now you move on to control valve. It's at the back of swing motor. Main control valve. Main control valve is a bit hiding inside. So it's a cold place. Normally animals like to stay in a cold place. Just careful. Check for any leakage. Check your hoses, cracks, missing parts. Check carefully. Take your time. Okay? Now you move on to down part of the machine. Using 3-point contact, you come down. Now you check your bucket. Is there any missing item in your bucket? Check your bucket teeth. Check the lock pin on your bucket teeth. Check your side cutter bolt and nut. Is there loosened or missing bolt? Now you check your bucket linkage. Any bolt or nut missing? Check your greasing point at your bucket and linkage. Check your 6-cylinder leakage, 6-cylinder rod. Check rod for scratch or leaking. And now you move on to your lip cylinder. Check your lip cylinder leaking. Excessive damage, missing part. How to grease? How to grease your machine? How to grease your machine? There is 21 grease nipple have to grease after long storage. Where is the 21 grease point? At the bucket, we have 7 grease nipple. 5 at the linkage, 2 at the bucket. Then upper part, it's near the stick, cylinder and bucket cylinder. Top part, there is 4 grease point. You have to grease. You don't need to grease until too much grease. Just nice. Because too much grease will accumulate debris and sand. Collect whenever the machine moving, it will go inside. The wear and tear will be high on your bushing, pin and bushing. So whenever you saw excessive grease, please clean it up, wipe it. For the storage machine, your grease already dry. Please clean it off before you pump a new grease. Check your grease point, the grease nipple, whether it's working. The grease nipple costs you 2 ringgit. It's better to change. Tell your operator. Teach your operator how to change. It's a very simple procedure. If you never grease, your pin and bushing will wear very fast. Okay? We already seen bucket and linkage 7 nipple, 7 grease point, upper part 4 grease point, lip cylinder 2 grease point. Then you move upper part of the machine. You can see at the boom foot 5 grease nipple. 2 main for boom foot, left and right, and the 3 main for your lip cylinder, upper part, and your 6th cylinder. So all in 21 grease nipple for 336 model and above. The 320 model, 19 grease nipple. Okay? Always check your grease. Don't grease over. Don't over grease. Always wipe. Your swing gear, there is 3 for the 336. For your 320, only have one or two. But the 336, they have 3 greasing points for swing bearing. When to grease for the swing bearing? The next, after your first greasing, 250 hours. It means if your machine runs for 8 hours, it's about 1 month. Once a month. Not every day, not every week. Okay? Once a month only. About 10 to 12 stroke. Maybe you can see some grease coming out from the seal. Let it be. Let it come out. Then wipe it off. Make sure you wipe off your excessive grease on your seal, swing bearing seal. You see the lip cylinder, too much grease. You have to wipe it off. Please tell to your operator. And next, swing gear. How to grease your swing gear? A lot of people, they don't care about the swing gear. Only breakdown, they will open. It's a procedure on in your operation and maintenance manual. How to grease your swing gear? Every 2000 hours or once a year or twice, 2 years once. Open your compartment of the grease. There is 4 bolts. Open and check your swing gear. Is there any contamination? Contamination can happen if your swing drive base is your O-ring worn out. So the water will enter through your swing drive. So you can check your grease contamination. Too much grease, you can drain out the grease. There is a procedure. Just follow the operation and maintenance manual. Everything is there. Please check your swing drive, swing gear grease for contamination. Let's say your grease not enough. You can put manually by hand. Like you put down, swing a bit, put, swing a bit, put, few places. Okay? Then you put back your compartment cover. That's it. Please check your swing gear. A lot of people, they never check. This is a procedure. How to take care of your swing gear. Okay? Now, once the ground level engine compartment inspection are carried out, if there is no abnormalities, start your engine. Sound your horn according to the site regulation. Ensure area is clear from the people. If you're inside the workshop, make sure you never hit your roof. Hydraulic lever to be locked, all implement grounded. Turn start switch key to on position. Check your monitor. Is there any warning sign? Observe the monitoring self-test. If there is no warning pop up, start your engine. Allow engine to warm up. 5 minutes. Remember, take 5. 5 minutes. Low idle. When 5 minutes, you're waiting for the 5 minutes, what you all have to do? What your operator have to do? Come down from the machine. Check any leakage. Just come down and go back to your seat. raise the hydraulic lock lever, unlock your hydraulic lock lever, turn the engine speed to medium, that means dial 5. Don't go to high RPM. First, dial 5. Continue operate your engine for 15 minutes. When you operate your engine 15 minutes, continuously move your joystick from bucket dump to hold. Engage and disengage attachment control to help speed up of your hydraulic component. Cycle all control to allow warm oil to circulate through all hydraulic cylinder and lines. At the same time, you check your monitor. Is there any warning pop up? Okay? Check for the action light. If nothing, then continue for half an hour. Then when you continue half an hour, you can check also noise. You listen to the noise. What is the noise coming out from engine and main pump? If your main pump something wrong, pump cavitation will happen. If your engine something wrong, there will be a different sound. You can hear a different sound. There will be a valve train damage. Maybe your fuel injector or your engine bearing is damaged, tamping sound. So listen to your noise. Then you can check your smoke. Check your smoke. If white smoke, that means your engine cylinder contaminated with coolant, water. If blue smoke, your engine cylinder contaminated with oil. Okay? And your black or gray smoke indicates improper air or fuel mixture, or injector worn, or your fuel timing wrong. Listen to your engine and check your smoke while you operate your machine. Okay? You got it? Now, lower down your engine speed, lower all implement, set hydraulic activation control, lever in lock position, shut down engine if work finished. Check again your hydraulic oil for contamination. Your hydraulic oil level will be change color with bubble. Pearl color with bubble, air bubble in your hydraulic oil. If your hydraulic oil already contaminated. Remember, at the same time, you check your leaking at the main pump. Then go upper part, check your engine oil for contamination and your radiator. Make sure you wait because your radiator already hot. Okay? Wait for a while, then you open your cap using the method I told you just now. Check for your contamination and 3-point contact come down from the machine. Now we go for best operating practice. We talk about bench loading. Going to talk about bench loading, proper digging range, planning the job, operator technique. First, whenever you come across the machine sprocket in front and the idler at the back, tell your operator, always the sprocket must be changed to rear. The position must be rear of the machine. You know why? The idler is less weight than sprocket. Sprocket is heavier. Always the heavier part must be at the back. So your machine not rocking. Your machine will unstable if you're idler in front. And it's not good for your bushing and sprocket. Your bushing and sprocket will wear very fast. Okay, tell to your operator. Always the sprocket at the back, idler in front. And the sprocket is expensive than the idler. If your operator accidentally dig your front portion, if your operator use the sprocket in front, you have to pay more. Okay, tell to your operator. Always sprocket at the back. Now we move on to bench loading. Loading on your machine. Always dig right, swing left for visibility and for your safety. Let's say if you want to dig left and swing right, just be careful. Spot the loaded bucket for the tipper truck. Always spot first, then you reverse. The operator always make sure the bucket capacity fill factor for better production. Your operator have to swing, minimize the angle of swing. Normally 45 degree is idle. Above 45 degree, your cycle time will be higher. So whenever the tipper truck loaded, make sure the operator have to do work. Bring all the material near to the machine, 45 degree. Okay? Your bench height and your low angle response of your stick and bucket. Whenever you dig with bucket, dig with stick, you use more stick power than bucket. Then only you get full fill factor. Okay? Always vertical. Stick crowd force is generated by bowing in your stick first. 70 to 90 degrees is an ideal crowd force. More than that, you will have to force your machine to dig. It's not good for your machine in long term. Moving the machine, traveling downhill, bucket in front, your drive sprocket forward. Whenever you go uphill, the sprocket must be at the back for your wear and tear of your bushing on the undercarriage. Teach your operator. Whenever they go downhill, the drive sprocket must be in front. Whenever they come downhill, uphill, your sprocket always at the back. For visibility, stick vertical, your bucket flat, near to the ground, about 1 to 1.5 feet from the ground level. For long machine travel, requires stopping every 1 hour. You have to stop 15 to 20 minutes to take care of your sprocket, because a lot of heat in your sprocket. Continuously travel will damage your sprocket. Make sure your sprocket clean up with mud and soil before do the long traveling. Okay. Good news for everyone, our CAT parts are on promotion. Please do not hesitate to contact us. Also, proudly present our new CAT 349 and 345 GC are available for booking. Thank you for participating. Do you have any question? If there is no question, that's all for now. Thank you. I'm handing over to MC.
Thank you.
Chairman, can I ask a question? I'm Fung from Mega Server.
Go ahead.
Just now that I understand that you disconnect the battery for long idling. I would like to know that if you disconnect the battery, will it affected your GPS function for the so-called vision link during this time if you disconnect the battery? That's my question.
Your product link, I'm not so sure, but for your battery to be in normal condition, you have to remove your negative terminal for long storage. We'll come back to you when I talk to the product support department, whether it will affect the product link.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Ravin. Just want to ask, right? How do we identify if the hydraulic oil is contaminated?
Just now I already answered, but anyway, I answer again. Your hydraulic oil level after operating, you come down, you check for your color. You check your hydraulic color and air bubble in your hydraulic level. The hydraulic color will be changed to pearl color, and air bubble in your hydraulic oil. That means your hydraulic oil already contaminated.
So what do I?
Yeah. You have to change your.
Hello, Ravindran.
Yeah. Hello. Change your hydraulic oil in your system.
Or extend now. Checking the hydraulic oil.
Yeah. Hydraulic oil checking. That's what I show you in your hydraulic oil level, the position of your machine. Very important.
And the bucket.
Your bucket.
Yeah. Position for check.
Yeah, there is a picture beside the oil level. A lot of people, they forgot to see the picture.
Checking the
Please check your.
And that's to check the hydraulic oil.
Hello.
Ravindran.
Yeah. Please check.
So checking the hydraulic oil, you see the bucket cylinder, bucket all full back, all stretched out.
Okay, I already given the picture. When you check your hydraulic oil, see next to your hydraulic tank, there is a picture. Your stick and boom stick is vertical and your bucket ground.
Oh, vertical only.
Yeah.
Not stretch back, not full back or stretch out, just vertical only.
Yeah, different brand got different system. Caterpillar.
Yeah, okay.
Always.
That means we see the photo one, the next generation cat excavator is for checking hydraulic oil one is vertical, correct?
Oh, all the while. Caterpillar never changed.
Machine.
Yes. Caterpillar never changed.
Okay. Govindan, okay. Understand. Caterpillar no change, all vertical. Okay.
Yes. A lot of people.
This is a new model, 345C.
Same.
GC. New model. 346 horsepower.
All model.
No. What I mean is that the new machine for this 345 GC is 346 horsepower. Very powerful.
You have to get a trial run or you have to buy.
Oh, no. What's the bucket, the cubic meter? Is it?
I'm sorry. You have to check with our.
The one bucket, how much? How much the meter?
Please.
Yeah, so the 345 GC, the bucket size is basically at 2.8 cubic meter for this one.
Oh, 2.8 2.8. Wow, very big Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, we can. I will
2.8.
contact you and we can
Okay,
take it
okay, thank you,
offline to
thank you.
give you more information. Yep, no worries.
Yeah. I'm from Bintulu. How to test your thing? Your Bintulu TMB, I think so. Don't have this sort of 349, 345, isn't it? GC.
No worries, sir. We will contact you and we will arrange separately. Don't worry about it.
Oh, say okay. And then I will look for your manager there lah. The Bintulu TMB there. Okay. Thank you.
Is there any more question? Thank you for participating. If there is
Okay.
no question, hello, yeah.
Okay, any more thing? It's nothing much. Rennie, anything? That
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Mr. Ong, for you to deliver the closing speech already. Mr. Ong,
okay.
perhaps it's time for you to
So
deliver the closing speech.
yeah, okay. I think since the breaking down on all the songs, maybe okay, we should go ahead with the okay, my parts. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ravendran.
Thank you.
Okay, from CDI and these Master Builders Missionary Resources Committee member, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, in fact, we should welcome actually to all for our first this MBM Missionary Resources webinar. So firstly, let me thanks again Rector Malaysia and Samdabi Industries and Berhad for agreeing to share this session with MBM members. My thanks also to this Mr. Ravindran again for his willingness to share this extensive knowledge with our members. We just a start for today. Maybe we would have more to share with on some other days. Because of the pandemic, work stop and all those things actually affecting our regular continuity of the activity on site. So we needed this knowledge to this ensure that could start work that later. I'm sure that some actually have started work because of their slowly open up undersea conditional MOC. So this webinar will share on how to ensure safety, okay, perform work, walk around and all those things. Actually, some detailing actually very meaningful, and something actually we can adopt to it for our machinery on site. I know many members are keen to start work, but I hope that actually you consider the risk of the necessary to adopt best operation practices moving forward. Let us take this opportunity to learn from Mr. Ravendran, sorry. So and start work safely and productively. Okay. Thank you for attending our first online session. And if there's some shortcoming, I do sincerely apologize. I know. Now hand over to this session to Lenny. Is anything to close? Happy learning.
Okay. We will send you what they call feedback form. Hope those that have attended today will actually feedback to us on how to improve the session. Thank you all for attending. That's all. Okay. Have a good working week.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Safe.